Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to the November 25th council meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Balestria.
Present.
Mr. Mano.
Here.
Mr. Medic.
Here.
Mr. Minor.
Here.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Here.
Mrs. Snyder.
Here?
Miss Tobin.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we will go to the approval of the minutes from the November 11th council meeting. I hope everyone's had time to read these minutes over. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Sabetta
Second.
and second by Mr. Balestria. Are there any suggested changes, amendments, or deletions to those minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? These minutes have now been approved. Does any member of council have any correspondence or announcements this evening? None. Okay. We will move to reports of officers, starting with the mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season. I hope everyone joins us in spreading some holiday cheer in our community over the next few weeks. Santa is coming to Chick-fil-A on Monday, December 2nd, and Tuesday, December 3rd from 5 to 7. Please drop off your unused toys and cash donations to support children in our Mayfield Heights community. And our Fill the Cruiser food drive is Saturday, December 7th from 11 to 3. You could drop off your food donations at the Mayfield Heights Costco or Giant Eagle. Those will also go to Mayfield Heights families in need. You could also make a donation through PayPal or a credit card on site. One final reminder, the annual lighting of City Hall will be this Sunday, December 1st, from 6 to 8. This is always a great event. Ushers in the holidays, and we hope you'll join us to meet new friends, enjoy a cup of hot chocolate, grab a sweet treat, take pictures with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and we will be in the fire bays. The last thing I have is the city is working on updating the community signage and wayfinding. We have engaged Guide Studio, as I've reported before, to help us with the project. The initial scope of work with Guide Studio is nearing completion. The project steering committee recently met to review and provide feedback on the wayfinding assessment and conceptual sign program options. So once we have a consensus how to move ahead, we will bring that finalized plan to council to take a look at. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the mayor? All right, thank you. Law Director, Mr. Schmidlin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Law Director, Paul Murphy, is visiting a family for the Thanksgiving holiday, and he has no report other than to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
To all you turkeys.
Thank you.
Good, I will.
Any questions for Mr. Schmidlin? All right, Director of Finance, Mrs. Scully.
Thank you, Madam President. I have no report this evening.
Thank you. We will now ask if there's any department directors here this evening that would like to give a report. Mr. Chuney.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a quick report on the Marnell project. We are proceeding. The flow monitors and the rain gauge are being removed this week. We got 2 months. We had 2 months of data. We have plenty of rain data. We got all that data from Friday when we had all that rain. So we are going to begin the hydraulics. The roadway part of the project, we have everything surveyed. We're actually setting the alignment and looking at drive profiles for when we replace the street after we do all the sewer work and the water line work. As far as the dye testing goes, we're done with 80 houses, 80 of the 107. probably would be done end of next week, depending on the weather. They're doing about 15 a week. This is a short week. So, and with that freezing cold weather early next week that they're predicting, I'm not sure we're going to be doing any dye testing in those days. So, but we're very close to getting that. And then I'll get all those reports in, and I'll bring that to you as far as the cross connections and where we stand with that. So, as far as the road program goes, they're finishing up the last few items of the punch list, and they should be done this week, I would hope. So,
Great, thank you so much. Any questions for Mr. Tooney?
I have
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. Ms.
This
Talbot?
doesn't have to do with the Marnell project. This has to do with the Mayland project. By chance, have you gotten the deliverable that was needed?
which project was that?
That was the Mayland project. There was a deliverable that we needed from them about the utilities. Did we ever get that?
I did not. Oh, I know what you're talking about, the as-built drawing. I have not seen an as-built drawing yet.
Would you
forgot
be
what
the
it was
person who get it, or is there somebody else in the city that's supposed to be?
Might go to the building department first, I would think, but I should see that when it's done, yeah.
Okay.
I know their surveyor called me and asked me, the parameters. I gave him the parameters, and I expected to see it weeks ago, actually.
Well, we
Surprised-
should have seen it before we released the money.
Surprised it's not been submitted by now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Note of it. Okay, thank you. Are there any other directors? Chief Elliott.
Stuff the Squad for Olivia's Dream. The event will take place December 7th and 8th from 10 to 2 at our Mayfield Heights Target. So if you can't make it those days, we have bins out in front of City Hall and the fire department. Any new toy and unwrapped can be dropped off for that event. And then lastly, I'm here to answer any questions about Resolution 2024-62. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else like to be heard? You're good. Okay. All right. We'll move to reports of committees, commissions, and boards, beginning with the Building Committee. Mr. Medic.
Thank you, Madam President. I do not have any report.
Okay, thank you. Finance and Audit Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. The only report I, what happened?
You're funny, I didn't even get your name out. You're like,
I was ready to go. I'm sorry.
let's go.
Did you get me on the record yet? Or
You're good.
just go? All right. The only report we have is that we made the recommendation out of the Finance and Audit Committee to approve the 2025 budget as amended, which is for Fund 7601 General Administration, increased by $135,000 from the meeting. Outside of that, I have no report.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Minor? Okay, we'll move to Legislative Committee. Mrs. Sabetta.
Thank you, Madam President. I have no report.
Thank you. Public Works and Service, Mr. Balestria.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Public Works did not meet. However, council was copied on the minutes of the last meeting with some additional information. And I hope to meet with Tammy this week, or next week, I should say, and try to solidify what we agreed to and get that information on the website.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Balestrio? Recreation and Parks Committee, Mr. Mano.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. An Evening with Santa is on Friday, December the 6th at 6 p.m. Enjoy dinner, crafts, and visit with Santa and more. Tickets are $10 for children and $8 for adults. Tickets are getting limited. Online sales end at noon on November 27th. After that, you can call the Recreation Department at 440-442-2627 for availability. Registration deadline is Monday, December 2nd at noon or when sold out. 55 Plus Fitness Room has extended hours of operation. Current hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The full schedule, including holiday exceptions and fees, can be found on the website or by calling the Recreation Department. Our next adult afternoon out is Tuesday, December the 10th, from noon to 2 p.m. Lunch will include chicken parm, pasta, salad, dessert, coffee, and water. Entertainment provided by the Townsman Orchestra. Registration deadline is December 3rd. Please call the Recreation Department for more information. Oh, and there's a Park and Rec meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the Aquatic Center, and like all of our meetings, it's open to the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mano. Are there any questions? Okay. We'll move to Safety and Transportation. Ms. Telvin.
Thank you, Madam President. No, I don't have any report.
Thank you. Board of Zoning Appeals, Mrs. Sabetta.
Thank you, Madam President. No report.
And Planning Commission, Mr. Balestria.
Thank you. Planning Commission did not meet, therefore I don't have a report this evening.
Thank you. We will now proceed to the public portion of the meeting. Pursuant to City Code, each person will be allotted 5 minutes to speak with a maximum of 30 minutes allotted for the entire public portion. If you are here in connection with an agenda item, this is your opportunity to address council. If you would like to be heard this evening, please fill out the form at the public entrance during the public portion. I will call each person wishing to speak to the podium. Please state your name and address for the record and speak clearly into the microphone. It is 7:14. I will open up the public portion. Okay. It is 7:14. I'll close the public portion. All right. We'll move to resolution number 2024-62. Mr. Schmidlin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Stryker Medical for the purchase of a LifePak 33 cardiac monitor for use by the Mayfield Heights Fire Department and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules? Oh,
Second.
roll call on the motion to suspend.
Mr. Minor,
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Mr. Medic,
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta,
Yes.
Ms. Tobin,
Yes.
Mr. Mano,
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve?
Move.
Moved by Mr. Mano, second by Mr. Balestria. All members of council should have received 2 emails from Chief Elliott. He explained the need for the new LifePak monitor and he explained the importance of having the additional equipment. The quote for the LifePak unit is $56,966. There is an option to trade the old equipment in, providing us with a credit of $3,500. The Director of Finance has confirmed that this purchase can be accommodated within the 2024 budget. Is there anything you would like to add?
So we can accommodate it in this budget, but I do want to let you know there will be an adjustment next in December to allocate it to the appropriate line items, just to transfer within the fund. So it's there, it just needs to be allocated so the fire department can spend it.
Okay. All right. Chief, is there anything you would like to add? Any questions from council? All right, roll call on the motion to approve.
Mr. Medic,
Yes.
Mr. Minor,
Yes.
Ms. Tobin,
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Mr. Mano,
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta,
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. This resolution has been adopted. Resolution number 2024-63, Mr. Schmidlin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 2024-63, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Montrose Ford for the purchase of 3 Ford Interceptor police vehicles for use by the Mayfield Heights Police Department and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
Move.
Moved by Mr. Balestria and second by Mr. Mano. Sorry. Roll call on the motion to suspend.
Ms. Tobin, Mrs. Sabetta,
Yes.
Mr. Minor,
Yes.
Mr. Mano,
Yes.
Mr. Medic,
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Mr. Mano
Second.
and second by Mr. Medic. Chief Mealy has recommended Montrose Ford for the purchase of the 3 new police Inceptor SUVs. The total cost of these 3 vehicles would not exceed $148,000. Each SUV will cost the city $49,350, which will include the normal add-on accessories. Chief Mealy, is there anything you would like to add? Okay, any questions from council?
Just one. Are there any additional expenses to retrofit this vehicle that aren't included on this quote?
Will be.
So the quote that's in front of you is just for the purchase of the vehicles. So that's a purchase of 3 vehicles. We give an estimation of the upfitting of the vehicles, which is a separate request through council. Right now, we're working with Hall Public Safety to get a quote from them for the 3 vehicles.
Okay. That was it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Are there any further questions? Great, thank you, Chief. Okay, roll call on the motion to approve.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Ms. Tolbin.
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Mr. Medic.
Yes.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. This resolution 2024-63 has been adopted. Moving to ordinances, beginning with ordinance number 2024-25. Mr. Schmidlin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 2024-25, an ordinance making appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Mayfield Heights, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
Moved.
Moved by Mrs. Sabetta
Second.
and second by Mr. Balestria. Roll call on the motion to suspend.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
Mr. Medic.
Yes.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Ms. Tolbin.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Maddock and second by Ms. Talbot. Finance and Audit Committee meeting was held on November 13th to discuss this legislation. This ordinance establishes the appropriations for the period of January 1, 2025 to December 31st of 2025, and authorizes the finance director to issue checks for payments from these appropriations. At this time, Mr. Minor, is there anything you would like to add from the meeting, or Mrs. Scully?
No, nothing other than
And
that
are there any
amendment.
questions from council? So we're good. All right, roll call on the motion to approve.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Ms. Tolbin.
Yes.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
Mr. Medic.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes, this ordinance has been approved. We will move to motions, beginning with motion A. Mr. Schmidlin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A motion to authorize the sale of police department equipment, to wit, a 1998 Custom Signals Inc. speed trailer with a very long VIN number that if somebody wants to hear it, they can come see me later.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Savetta
Second.
and second by Mr. Belstria.
Yes.
This motion is to authorize the sale of the police department's outdated speed trailer. The trailer's speed components are no longer operational, and the police department has since purchased newer digital speed signs. Does any member of council have any questions? How many speed signs do we have? 2. Okay. All right, seeing none, roll call on the motion to approve.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mr. Balestria.
Yes.
Mr. Medic.
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Ms. Tolbin.
Yes.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. Motion A has been approved. Is there any new business or comments from council? I guess I would just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels if you're traveling far. So, or close.
Gobble,
Close or
gobble.
far. Yes, exactly. Did you have something down here, anybody? Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Sabetta and second by Ms. Talbot. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are now adjourned.
I don't know, is that a record?
Gobble, gobble.